Welcome to Politics Watch JA. Today we have one, two, three, four topics to discuss, and we are with Mr. Logics. First, we are kick it off with the Prime Minister make an announcement yesterday that he must send some personnel to Haiti. I'm reading the Gleaner Instagram post. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has revealed that Jamaica is prepared to send 200 security personnel to Haiti as part of a multinational force aimed at providing support to the security and humanitarian crisis in Haiti. This is the first time Andrew Holness is disclosing such figure. I'm reading a couple of comments them. That's good, but it would be awesome if our ministers joined them ahead by Brogard. Kiss me teeth. Hot me feed that man, yeah, you see? And our next person say, oh, when the Saints go marching in and when the Saints go marching in, oh Lord, I'm happy I won't be in that number when the Saints go marching in. Let me read the next comments. Are Andrew and the Juliet two sons among the number? Kiss KMDT. I hope Andrew and Juliet in the two sons hold the lead. Alright, so let me ask you, Mr. Logics. Mr. Logics, talk to your viewers and subscribers before we start there.
Yeah, man. Big up to our viewers and our subscribers. Big up, guys. Continue to do the right thing. Like, share, and comment on our videos, our channel, Politics Watch JA. For the best in local affairs and politics. Yes.
So, Mr. Logics, let me ask you. If Andrew Holness asks you if you go over 8, if you go fight humanitarian and political crisis over there, you'd go?
No, I wouldn't. I would have to, I would basically just send in my resignation.
No, if you were a soldier or police.
Well, I probably would do like what a lot of persons do, call in sick at the time. Since you don't want to lose the job, so just call in sick for a period of time or take a leave of absence.
You do like a corporal?
Yeah, like the corporal. Do something. Yeah, they have to avoid such at all costs because their life is at a greater risk than when they're in Jamaica.
So, let me ask you, do you think Andrew Holness should send security personnel to go fight 80s, if go try help 80 in a film crisis?
No, I don't think he should. And my reasons for that is that Jamaica has a huge crime problem where our soldiers even are finding it very hard here to control crime along with the police. So I don't know how they're going to get that done in 80s, which has an even bigger issue than us. And we actually need our soldiers based on the situation that we are in right now, having the highest crime rate within the Caribbean region alongside Haiti. I don't think it's a wise decision. And I think, based on what the Prime Minister has said, that he's looking out for Haiti is not that case, in my opinion. I think he's just trying to prevent any repercussions, right? Repercussions here from affecting Jamaica.
But what kind of
he's actually repercussions like, all right, if we allow the situation in Haiti to escalate, what is going to happen is that there will be a greater need for guns to jump trade. And guess what? Since this week, you have heard the news that the National Security Minister came out and said that there's now a gun for food. Guns for food trade, which means that the Haitians are sending guns to Jamaicans, right? In return for food. Why? Because food in Haiti is scarce right now because of the turmoil the country is in. You could probably say, I think the situation over there can be classified as a civil war, right? And the reason for this is that most of the security forces in Haiti, the police force and the soldiers, they have now turned gunmen fighting the government, most of them. So that's a civil war situation that we normally see in African countries. And when you have a situation like that, what you're going to have is food scarcity because there won't be many persons available at the customs or the wharf to bring in food or to do the job properly.
But
There's no governance structure over there. So guess what is going to happen? You're going to have food scarcity. And guess what? Instead of these gunmen are in Haiti wanting drugs, they're now wanting food. So Jamaicans are giving them food in return for guns.
now, but what me I say still, read an article say the gangs them kidnap children at school and kidnap children for
Yeah.
ransom. But what me I say still, that is why Jamaica and other countries like Bahamas and Kenya, I send them troops go over
Kenya.
there, figure give them some economic, some political strength and humanitarian strength. You understand?
I
So
think in particular Kenya is doing that because um, they are normally a humanitarian country. If we actually check their history, they do this with almost every black country. Whenever a black country is in turmoil, um, they always send their support or troops for peacekeeping missions. Jamaica used to be like that under Michael Manley. Let us not forget that. Under Michael Manley, Jamaica was seen as that country worldwide that focused on a lot of black countries in terms of support, as well as Cuba, right? And Bahamas. I don't think Bahamas is doing this because they want to help Haiti. Remember that Bahamas is at a very, what you call, central location, right?
yeah.
Bahamas is at a central location where Asians, if they decide to migrate north in terms of running off onto the waters, right?
Mm-hmm.
The country that they're going to end up in is Bahamas. And we in Jamaica know that there's a lot of Jamaicans that go to Bahamas illegally because they want to enter America illegal. You know that the Bahamas route, right?
Yeah.
So the Asians also do
So
the same thing. They go to Bahamas illegally, but they don't go to Bahamas to stay in Bahamas. What they do is use Bahamas as a route to go to the US, which is Florida.
it's a
Bahamas
hub.
is right.
It's a hub.
Yeah, it's a hub. Right, it's a hub. So Bahamas is right above Haiti in the
So
Caribbean,
why you
right?
think
And they use Bahamas as a hub.
why you think other Caribbean countries now assist by sending troops to go help stabilize Haiti?
All right, the Caribbean countries, those Caribbean countries, especially in the Eastern Caribbean, they feel that they are not affected by the situation in terms of refugees, right? And migrants coming to their countries. So they won't see the issue as a great need, of a great need in terms of helping Haiti. But the only situation might happen where they would decide to send troops there if Jamaica put pressure at meetings within the CARICOM. So they call emergency CARICOM meeting and say, hey, we alone can't do this in CARICOM.
But
We
they're
and
not
Bahamas alone
obligated. They're
can't do
not
this. We need
obligated. Haiti is not in CARICOM. You're not obligated to send troops to
No, they're
CARICOM.
not in Caribbean. They're not in CARICOM, but Jamaica will look at the facts. Say, hey, if Haiti is not stable, we are the primary country that is going to be affected. Jamaica first, and then Bahamas. So Jamaica is basically saying that other Caribbean countries need to step in and help us out, deal with these migrants and the situation.
So crime and violence at a peak in Jamaica. You feel say Jamaica security forces can manage crime and violence in Haiti because remember they're not familiar with the landscape and the whole demography of Haiti. And crime different over Haiti. Them have more guns and more poverty than us. You think we security forces can deal with them situation there?
Actually, I don't think that they will be able to deal with that. And then now, Jamaica has to be very careful of things that happened in the past with troops sent to Haiti. Remember the issue? I don't think they can deal with the Asian gangs based on the fact that Haiti is basically in a civil war. A civil war is worse than when crime affects a country because in a civil war, there's no law and order. Everybody is doing what they want, right? There's no governance structure, there's no law and order, there's no accountability. So people can just go around, shoot a person, and they're not being charged for murder. That is the situation in Haiti right now.
But what me I say,
No, remember,
another thing too.
Jamaica has to be careful as well.
To not get drawn in and start make it cost them more than what we did I think, like to help them.
Yeah, if you help them, because guess what? Remember that when Haiti was in turmoil 5-6 years ago after the earthquake, right? Remember, the UN, the United Nations, sent a lot of troops there to help keep peace within the country and help break up the gangs over there about 5, 6 years ago, right?
Yes.
And then now the Asian people started to protest that they wanted the United Nations troops outside of Haiti. You know why? You remember the reason why they protested about it? They, according to them, they said that United Nations troops came over there and give their people diseases in the form of cholera.
And they
Remember
also
that?
claim say them are sexually abuse
I saw, yeah, sexual abuse
them females. But I same thing happen
and it
now,
was
no.
said to be Sri Lankan. It was said to be soldiers from Sri Lanka that bring the cholera epidemic over in Haiti. And guess what? There was a big breakout of cholera all over the country, right? And a lot of persons died from it. I don't want a situation where Jamaican soldiers go over there again, along with the United Nations other soldiers, and then if there's a disease that breaks out over there, then Jamaican soldiers are going to be caught up in the blame.
And then they care back in Jamaica too. They care back at Jamaica.
And then they bring exactly, and then these Jamaican soldiers are going to be there for a while, so you know that they have sexual urges, right?
And then
all of these things are going to come back to Jamaica.
And you not tell how long they go stay either. Can you imagine me have my sister or my brother go over there for a long period of time I try to build back their country?
You're going to actually fret about them every day. I think about them every day. It's a situation nobody wants to be in.
But may I read the article where the Asians say them not really trust the Kenyan soldier them either because them have a trust issue from the UN. But may I say from the US and UN
because the Kenyan soldiers were also said to be in the cholera thing. So it was a widespread thing that the Sri Lankan but Kenyan soldiers and some other African soldiers. So the Asians, they actually they have a mad history with the United Nations peacekeeping mission.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna move on now to another topic. We see where Minister of Science DARYL VAZ has taken legal action against General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dr. DAYTON CAMPBELL, for comments he has deemed defamatory. During a recent PMP gathering, Campbell alleged made libelous remarks about VAZ, who is now seeking damages. Read two I comments them. Desperation with a question sign. Laughable. VAZ love trouble and when it hit him, he's running to court. This is breaking news. Oh God. You can go take legal action on the nation. Everyone's talking. Try that. Badman VAZ. Why these politicians don't resign and let competent people run the country? Be a little grade 3-year-old primary school girl. No, nah, I don't listen me. It's not me saying these things. This is a Jamaica Observer post. I put up the comments, the link in the description. But what may I say, Mr. Logics? The lawsuit where DARYL VAZ bring against DAYTON CAMPBELL, is it justifiable?
Yes, it is justifiable because if I was in DARYL VAZ shoes, I would also do the same thing by taking out a lawsuit against those comments by DAYTON CAMPBELL, which is defamatory for real. The onus is on DAYTON CAMPBELL right now to prove that what he said on that campaign trail, right, or the campaign meeting is actually correct. And the campaign rally is actually correct and was not just some form of political gimmick or some part of a political joke. So he needs to prove it, and because those comments, right, is very, very dangerous. And when you find the former PMP leader, PJ Patterson, right? Remember that PJ Patterson came out since day and said that leaders of the country must weigh the words that they said. And a lot of what he was saying was going for his own party.
So Dayton
And
Campbell a
because of the
leader?
comments made by Dayton Campbell, he's part of the leadership. He's ranked the second most powerful person in PNP behind the leader. He's the general secretary. So he's part of the leadership of People's National Party right now. And his former party leader has came out rebuking them.
So what me ask
right?
still,
For their comments within the society that can set Jamaica back.
So let me ask you, Mr. Logics, are you ready for this evidence where Dayton Campbell go bring for proof say the allegation we make against Vaz is true? Are you ready?
Honestly, I'm not ready.
You're not ready? Well,
yeah, I'm not ready because it's a very, very dangerous comment. Even though
it's a
I have my
dangerous
own
comment,
views,
but I want to
right?
see if Dayton Campbell are going to come with the evidence for
But
back
I don't think Dayton Campbell will be that. I don't think Dayton Campbell will be that foolish to go on a campaign rally and make those statements. I think the statement there's something to it, but they probably don't have the evidence right now.
Okay. So it look like
but there were rumblings around that time that not just rumblings. In one of the videos that we did, we mentioned in 2015 where the police, right, actually were looking for persons who made death threats against the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister. So there were death threats that were made, and the police were investigating the issue. But guess what? Nobody knows who made those death threats.
One person right, Karen Cross should be the judge for this case. Kids Mills versus Mr. Portland.
Karen Cross has been expelled from the People's National Party. She's no longer a member, and she's actually a controversial figure.
Alright, so I could move on then now. So, the other day, ISAT Buchanan said some things about your DPP, the PAULA LLEWELYN, and quote one convict song, Vibes Cartel song. And as a result of that, him get be a backlash from the PNP women movement, from the gender minister Olivia Grange, get from the PSOJ. So Isaac Buchanan end up have to apologize, and he have to resign from which post he resign from in a PNP?
The head of the Human Rights Commission.
Head of the Human Rights Commission. Even the Bar Association investigate him and bring him up for him comments them. Like him bring the profession in disrepute. But what really strike is that the PSOJ and the president come out now and say Mark Golding, the president of the People's National Party, should apologize as the leader of the People's National Party on behalf of Isaac Buchanan, even though Isaac Buchanan apologize already. You feel say
which is the heights of stupidness. I don't think that Mark Golding should apologize. He doesn't need to apologize. He did not make any statement regarding it, and that is not his responsibility. I don't know why the PSOJ calling for him to apologize. I think they're playing politics.
So you feel say them are hypocrite?
They are hypocrite, and guess what? Let us just look at the fact. Who is the head of the PSOJ that came out and said that Mark Golding should resign?
Let me look for him name. I don't have
that name is actually linked to a former member of parliament and he big figure within the Jamaica Labour Party, the current head of the PSOJ.
Yeah.
Right?
But what may I say still?
There's a Siaga in that name.
Well, I never did want to say it, you know. I never did want to say it. So what we know because he have Siaga in him, he can't support PNP.
No, but everybody knows that he's linked to the JLP. He and the other person that was also part of the PSAJ before. Everyone knows that they have relatives that have been members of the Jamaica Labour Party before.
But
It's no secret.
see from Andrew win election and become prime minister and go for the brother there from Grace in him Senate.
Yeah, Dan Webby. And then now,
For rally
the
the
fact of the matter
PSOJ.
is that the fact of the matter that not just now, but over the years, the JLP has always have the PSOJ in their pocket. Always.
But what may I say still,
And
the
we know the reason why they always have the PSOJ in their pocket.
the chairman of the People's National Party, Dr. Angela Brownberg, says she's never heard the private sector organization request an apology from Prime Minister Andrew Holness on behalf of his ministers or members of parliament. We might talk Everett Warmington in particular. Everett
Right.
Warmington, him do whole heap of things where him should apologize in my personal view. And
And that's true. And the Prime
we
Minister,
never hear Andrew Holness ask him to apologize or the PSOJ.
exactly. And then the Prime Minister has always tend to shy away from Everett Warmington utterances, right? Remember, the same Everett Warmington disrespected a police that was caught on video, right? Remember the policeman?
No, in call
Earlier
her Lisa Anna Jezebel.
Jezebel, and what I find also what I find also very odd, right, is that the policeman in Old Harbor last year on the video where he told them bad words, right? And many persons were asking, you told the policeman bad words in front of the policeman, why wasn't he charged for indecent language? Why wasn't he arrested and charged? Right? Because it was caught on a video. The Prime Minister did not come out and say anything about the video. He did not come out and apologize. The video went viral. Persons were asking the question, why wasn't he arrested and charged for indecent language? He wasn't. And the reason why he wasn't, because his party is in government.
And next thing what the people must say, remember say one JLP member of parliament beat a woman with chair, and we don't hear PSOJ say nothing.
And in fact, the Prime Minister has not, even until now, the Prime Minister has not given a statement about George Wright.
A matter of fact, we not hear the gender minister come out and say nothing about a JLP MP beating a woman or Everett Warmington and say Lisa Anna Jezebel. It look like she never wasn't gender minister them time there still.
But even since week, the councillor who's the son of Homer Davis, right? And the member of parliament in South East St. James, he was arrested and charged for abusing his girlfriend.
But when you
the girlfriend
gender minister now work.
Yeah, and we haven't heard anything about the councillor. He was actually he went to court this week for physically abusing the daughter, I should say, the daughter of Homer Davis, the member of parliament for South East St. James. So, and we heard nothing about that either. Just like George Wright. So, they seem to have a lot of abusers within their ranks.
Yeah, what may I say? The gender minister have come out and the PSOJ, but you know what say?
They won't come out and say anything because they normally, right? They play politics when it actually suits them. So they are not going to come out and say anything. And guess why they came out so harsh against DAYTON Campbell is because they actually
ISAT Buchanan.
ISAT Buchanan, I should say, not DAYTON Campbell, because they wanted the DPP to remain in office and her extension be granted, right? And the JLP actually, whatever you said or anybody in high position said about the DPP, they are going to come out, right, railing. Remember, I said to you earlier on, right, and I want to mention this before we move to the next point. I said to you on a video, on one of our last videos, right, and you were saying there is no evidence of that, right? But guess what? I see TVJ and the Gleaner actually doing an article on it since a week. I know what they did an article on is that this extension that was granted, that where a lot of persons have come out against, right? The question is being asked, is it because there's a lot of government officials currently before the court? And this might be the reason why they are so angry, against Isaac Buchanan because of what he said about the DPP.
Okay.
So the media is asking the question now. Is it because there's a lot of officials in government currently before the court are under investigation?
All right. So we're going to discuss that we'll elaborate on that topic there in our next video because we already have that lineup already still. But speaking about Paula Llewellyn, she gone on 3 weeks vacation as a result of whole heap of backlash and whole heap of criticism, whole heap of people that tell her to go.
Right. And guess what? The politics is such a as some people say, it's such a nasty game in a sense where the government is trying to say that she was always scheduled to go and leave right now at this time. So the question you have to ask yourself, if she's always scheduled to go and leave, right? Why is it that the extension and all the drama surrounding her extension came out at the time when she's supposed to go and leave? What a coincidence.
But
they're trying to deflect from the fact that it is not the extension or the public outcry, the drama surrounding her extension, but it was actually scheduled from a long time that she was supposed to go and leave around this time.
But the thing is, Mr. Logics, September our extension supposed to up, So by the time she come from leave now, she got dust. Is either she clean office or she take the extension, because we hear Andrew Holness respond to a question where I say him offer the extension, but is the DPP to decide whether she go take it or not.
Not right.
So
and then
after she come from leave, we see what she decide. Yeah. But we already know what she decided already. I
think even if her mind changed based on the outcry from the public, honestly, I believe that the government, along with the Prime Minister and his members of Parliament, are behind the scenes trying to convince her to stay.
No, you see, the thing is, them have to have somebody who they can control in a DPP. Somebody where them can make.
That is what the media. That is what the article said this week. That is the extension granted by the government is a form of controlling the narrative or controlling her, given that there's so many officials under investigation. And so they're trying to control everything.
And I think she taking the vacation leave now is for her to clear her head and think about her integrity and her legacy where she have.
But I will tell you this, right? You're going to hear a lot of long explanation from the DPP, right? Regarding when all of these persons are free up in the court and they are not being convicted. You're going to hear that, oh, there was no eyewitnesses and there was no this and there was no that. Just watch out for it in the next few years.
Which point you think the DPP take vacation leave? Gone for vacation?
Actually, I don't know where she gone, if it's the North Coast or whatever, but they said that she's on 3-week leave, and Jeremy Taylor is actually in charge. The person I think should have been the DPP right now. He has been deputy for so long. Why don't give him the DPP role right now, Jeremy Taylor?
Oh man, Cathy and Pike forget him, man. What you say?
Well, she tends to be a controversial figure, right?
She never get the DPP.
No, based on the letter that she wrote, which I agree with mostly, but I think some parts of it was very petty and childish and immature, and then you don't want a person like those be in leadership. Just like the DPP response to her was even worse, was way petty. She also should not even get an extension based on the letter that she actually wrote as well. Both of them seems to be having personal problems bringing it to the media.
Our viewers and subscribers, want to thank you for listening to another podcast. I want you to like, share, and comment on our video, and make sure say we get a support from as usual. So, Mr. Logics, we are going to hear from you again in the next video. Here, so we are up right now. So, thanks again, Mr. Logics. Thanks again, viewers and subscribers.
Yeah, big up everybody.